What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. A few months back, I did a video about how single mothers are really doing themselves a disservice by not being realistic about their expectations, and how, despite the fact that some of them are still attractive and a few of them have even gotten their physiques back to what it was before they were pregnant, they still don't quite understand the gravity of their current situation in place on the SMV. This is problematic for them because they still think they can charge effectively the same price they could for a mate that they could before they gave birth to someone else's child. I'll link that video down below for you guys who haven't seen it, but the takeaway from that video is what today's video is about. Young men who, by all intents and purposes, would qualify as good men. They may not be GQ models, they might not get a phone call from Ralph Lauren or Calvin Klein to model underwear on a billboard, but they're good men with good hearts. The type of men women often say that they want. But when these men approach them, they tend to have difficulty they didn't foresee. And so I'm going to play a clip from that first video, which will lead us into today's video proper. So without further ado, roll the clip.
I took my boys out to eat last night. Went out, sat down at the restaurant. A few minutes later, a really attractive waitress came up to me. And she was flirting with me. She was like hinting that she was single, like a single mom. Even told me her work schedule. Like was asking me questions. Started interacting with my kids and was like phenomenal with them. She was like squatted down talking to my 3-year-old on his level. I mean, it was pretty awesome. I thought, man, this girl's not only beautiful, but she's really sweet. And I know how waitresses like to get tips and stuff like that, but it just felt different than most of the time, like when I go out somewhere. So I decided I was going to ask her out. So before we left, I asked her out, and her response was, oh, no. I said, oh, do you have a boyfriend? She goes, no, I'm just not interested. But you guys seem really cool, though. I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
As mentioned, I'll link the video this clip came from down below. But in that video, he goes over a couple more encounters he's had when it comes to women he's tried to chat up, to try to get something going with. And he made some mistakes that I pointed out each time where those mistakes were. But I didn't want to go in on this guy because it's a regular guy. He's not some supermodel. He's not some superstar. It's a regular guy, single dad, trying to raise his kids and do right by them. But at the same time, he wants companionship. And who can blame him? Humans are social animals. And the touch of a beautiful woman next to you, I'm sure it can help warm up that cold bed at night. But the reason I brought him into the mix was because he's going to illustrate today's issue with another young man who is going through a similar problem on the other side of the country. Without further ado, roll the clip.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that, I guess, is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right and not just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love, to kind to one another. Like, what, ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Unfortunately, it's not in women's best interest to tell you what they sexually respond to, my brother. But we're going to do an autopsy of what happened to you tonight. My man brought flowers on the first date. A kind-hearted and gracious gesture from a bygone era. Problem is, the only American women left who appreciate that kind of gesture are either Amish or women who are old enough to be his mother. Then he checked in with her for 2 weeks before the date. Not the end of the world, of course, but it shouldn't take 2 weeks for a chick who's genuinely interested in you to want to link up, unless she's physically out of town. But even then, hitting her up for 14 days straight before you see her, in their mind, they see that as desperation. Desperation repels women, unfortunately. That's just how it goes. Also, he was considerate. Again, an admirable quality possessed by a man of character. Unfortunately, Western women who've been poisoned by wave after wave of vaginal Marxism, aka feminism, see a considerate man as a weak man. It's unfortunate, man, because this guy has been trying to do everything he was told to do by the romantic comedies, by the Disney movies, by the Hallmark Channel. Blew up in his face. He found out firsthand that Western women are completely ruthless and enjoy hurting your feelings, enjoy toying with your emotions. And I feel bad for our brother, trying to find love in Los Angeles of all places. That communist shithole. Shout out to my guys in California, but you know it's true. This is a man who wants a genuine connection, and he's on the verge of tears. This right here is a potential supervillain origin story, right out of the DC and Marvel comic books. You see, what happened to him is why I strongly believe that fuckboys are created, not born. See, there's a couple things our brother can do, both of these guys on this video can do, to really set themselves apart and put themselves in a better position. Number one, get out of the city you're in. This guy needs to go somewhere like Billings, Montana, or I don't know, Cheyenne, Wyoming. You know, not to say female nature isn't the same everywhere you go, but there are things you can do to mitigate some of these factors through geography. Which brings to my second set of tools he can probably use for his benefit. He needs to get in the gym. He's not overweight, got some size to him, but he can stand for some definition. They both could. Define their physiques, tone it up, trim it up, get it right. I don't care if it's at the gym. I don't care if it's through calisthenics at the playground across the street. Once you build up your strength, then go somewhere they can show you how to use it properly. Learn to fight. There's literally nothing better for a man's confidence than to look in the mirror and see that his physique is coming together, and then know that if trouble arises, he knows and he has the skills to throw them hands if it needs to come to that. Side note, a man who knows how to be dangerous works to his benefit because women like a dangerous man. Because on the coin of life, the head side of the coin is this man is dangerous. The tail side is, if he's dangerous, he can protect me. Women are physically aroused by men who have the potential and the capacity for destruction. History proves this. I think it said that 1/3 of every Asian on this planet is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. So there's the mathematical proof for you right there. After that, these guys should focus on getting their paper up. And I mean seriously dedicate themselves to whatever it is their line of work is, whatever their business is, to focus all their power on maximizing their earning potential and stockpiling that cash for a rainy day. And then instead of dating, these guys should really take the time and do yeoman's work on trying to understand female nature, learning what it is to game these chicks, because if you don't get that, you won't get the rest of it. And then head off to somewhere where you can be appreciated as opposed to barely tolerated. A place where men of value are treated with respect and dignity. A place where such men are in high demand. A place where your money goes even farther because you've been stacking up that long and the exchange rate works in your favor. Maybe one of your bucket list items was to go down to Central or South America, spend time with some senoritas, dip your toes in that nice warm sand, take a swim in that beautiful blue water. Maybe you like the cold weather and Eastern Europe's more your flavor. Hey, from what I hear, women in Poland, Croatia, Estonia, they're still pretty traditional over there. Perhaps the Caribbean's more your speed. Jamaica, Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, St. Lucia, beautiful women down there, Afro-Latinas. Or maybe you want to go straight to the source and head back to the motherland. Oh man, that's on my list for sure. But I don't want to discount Southeast Asia, because their admiration and respect for Western men is nothing short of legendary. So, to both my brothers in this video, I'll leave you with this. I want you to be well. I want you to do well. I want you to put in the work and put in the time. Because you guys and guys like you deserve happiness. Your feelings are important. Your feelings are valid. And you do matter. You can't find what you're looking for in one location. it's not outside of the scope of possibility for you to hop on a plane and try out another. So, with that said, fellas, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share with a friend, subscribe to the channel. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Until next time.